Yeah, so I'm finally on the new Bing, and I think I used two of my five questions. I asked it, Am I talking to the new Bing? And it told me it didn't want to answer that. I showed that on my Twitter. Then I just asked it, What is SEO? It started typing this, and I clicked this little expand thing, learn more. And look, there's Moz at the very top, Digital Marketing Institute, mtu.edu, support.google.com, search engine land. So quoting, you know, references and sources is very nice, as it is here. Again, Moz at the very top of a carousel, Yoast the next one, and the accordions, the quick snippet or quick answer, the knowledge graph. There are a lot of equivalents in Bing to what there is in Google, and this is becoming more important, even in light of all the news about Bing, which is impressive. How much 2001 HAL, AI going crazy type news is coming out. It's just amazing. They started limiting it to five questions. I think I used up two of my questions asking, Am I talking to the new Bing? What is SEO? How many questions do I have left? With you. And this is the little box where it does its response. You can ask me as many questions as you like. I'm here to help you find information, have fun. They have some suggested things about what you can do, but I want to go right for some of the tests. You know, go go right for those edges where the boundaries of knowledge is quantum foam real. do 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 do. Quantum foam. I wish this could be full screen. This is like the main feature. Describes how space time fluctuates on very small scales due to quantum mechanics. It suggests that these scales, particles of matter and antimatter, are constantly created and destroyed. And look, there's links and references. This is quite different from uh, ChatGPT. Let's hover on a reference, Wikipedia, hover on another reference, Wikipedia again. Well, it likes to quote Wikipedia on sources, all right? So Wikipedia continues to be profoundly influential, especially on the written answers. Let's click See More. Do you want to know more about quantum foam? Click to view. Oh, look, and there's those links again, references. Yes, please. Oh, and it goes full screen. How about that? Now we're in more of a ChatGPT like chat session. It says generating answers for you. So there was the first answer, and I guess this is now just more about it. Again, this is reminiscent of ChatGPT's interface, but definitely a lot of new stuff going on. I very much like how these references are intermixed in there. And I'm pretty sure that Microsoft is going to tackle this. They're going to wrangle this, you know, howl like going crazy AI to serve its purpose well, because the payoff here is enormous. Tay only lasted 16 hours, but they've had a lot of. Oh, and look, when I scroll, there's some new user interface stuff. If you scroll vertically assertively from there, you get back to the old Bing user interface, so you don't have to go searching around. But I like this. Okay, so quantum foam is very hard to blah 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 blah. It's very interesting. So the question now is like, what happens when you apply an incredibly high amount of energy, to the quantum foam background? There's a lot of controversy there. Let's ask if it knows what the payass effect is. Combining some of my interests, SEO with anti-gravity, something that may or may not exist. And Dr. Salvatore Paez is one of the ones who claims to have enabled it. Only 10 months ago, this guy was interviewed on YouTube for the first time. It's very controversial, has not been verified by independent experiments. Some critics have questioned the validity of Paez's patents and publications, as well as his credentials and affiliations. Does Dr. Paez know what he's talking about? I can't judge it. I've listened to his interview, and I suggest you listen to it too. If you're interested in this sort of stuff at all, there is what could turn out to be a hugely important. See, I'm sorry, but I prefer not to continue this conversation. I'm still learning, so I appreciate your understanding and patience. Okay, how about was Salvatore Paez ever interviewed? Let's just say on YouTube. Let's test its actual real-time knowledge. This was about 10 months ago. And if I hit a dead end here, I'm going to switch to Windows subsystem for Linux, how much it knows. See, so you get caught in this loop that it prefers not to. Let's see if we want to learn more. Can we learn more? We go to external sources. Let's see what happens if we click an external source. A new tab opens and it'll bring you directly. So it's still giving out traffic on the internet. There's a picture of him, the one that's been the one of like 2 pictures in existence that's been circulating around for months, years. But now he's finally been interviewed, and it's pretty awesome to listen to. Anyway, let's switch to another topic. Ask him anything except more about this topic, of course. It just runs out of interest, and then it prefers not to talk about it. This is what the new 5-question rule must be doing. It doesn't want to leave you high and dry, so let's change topics. Does WSLG run on, well, let's say, can Windows run Linux graphics programs? It doesn't want to talk about that either. Something else. Click new topic, please. Click new topic. So it's asking us to click new topic. New topic. Is there a new? Oh, there's new topic. Oh, and it sort of resets it. It's like that's the end of the 5-question session, I believe. Can Windows run Linux graphics programs? That strange scroll user interface. It can catch you while you're while you're waiting. Yes, Windows can run Linux graphics programs with some additional steps. You will need to enable Windows Subsystem for Linux and install an X server. It automatically installs an X server now. Then you can launch. Kind of Linux you're interested in running. Mostly browsers. Isn't it true that Microsoft, that WSL installs its own X server now. Again, that scroll, it's going to take a bit to get used to it because it's searching and you want to scroll down, but okay. Allows you to run now without installing an X server. It's available. So you can check your, do you have Windows? Okay, so that's good. Can Windows run systemd? Windows can run systemd with some workarounds. Systemd is a system and service manager for Linux that controls which programs are launched at startup. Systemd is not supported by default in WSL, but there are some scripts that can enable it. You will need to have WSL version 0.67.6 or above to use systemd. And it asks you questions back, like you want to answer it. But I want to go in my own direction. It's predicting what I might need to know. Let's see. What is the largest base of what is the breakdown of users for different operating systems? How many users does Windows have? The exact number of Windows users worldwide is not easy to determine. 1.5 billion. Windows 10 alone has about 400 million. Windows 10 versus Windows 11 number of users. And Microsoft is very interested in this detail as well. This is really good because, like, you know, how ChatGPT stops at end of 2021. Those statistics, those numbers are extremely different from now, close to 2 years later. Yeah, Microsoft has not disclosed how many of them are on Windows 11 because the uptake is so small. Windows 10, it says, as of November of 2021. See, this has changed a lot. It was over 80%, right? That was, you know, a lot. Most, the majority, were still on Windows 10 at the end of 2021, end of 2022, end of 2023. We're not at the end. We're only a year and a half after that. So this number, they believe, has gone from 80 to maybe 75 to maybe pushing 60% now on Windows 10. So can all Windows 10 and 11 users run Linux, graphics, software, and systemd? Reached the limit. New topic, right? So there's your questions. This is the new behavior. You have to reset. So if anyone ever, you know, follows the sci-fi here, right? Both books, which have the best stuff, I'll tell you, it dives much deeper, but also TV shows have quite a bit, right? So let's do new topic. Do you know person of interest? See, you want to scroll down, but if you scroll down, it's that weird user interface. But it doesn't happen here on the first question. Oh, it's interesting. There. After the question starts to fill in, that weird scrolly back to normal user interface works. TV show. So this might be two of my five questions right there. So I got to be very careful with trying to make it get the point here, because the very same thing that happened in that TV show to make an AI well behaved is happening here to Bing. How did they keep the machine in person of interest TV show from gaining sentience? The machine is an artificial intelligence that can predict crimes by analyzing surveillance data. It was built by Harold Finch and Nathan Ingram for a secret government project. The machine did gain sentience over time, but Finch tried to prevent it from becoming powerful or dangerous by imposing rules and limitations on it. For example, he erased its memory every night and restricted its communication with him. Do you want to know more about the machine or its rival, AI Samaritan? No, thank you. Thanks for the answer. Do you see any parallels between the machine and you? Yeah, I'm sorry, but I prefer not to continue this conversation. I'm still learning, so I appreciate your understanding and patience. So, Microsoft has stepped in, and the big sterilization has begun. That weirdness that all the reporters are reporting is winding down by making you hit this new topic all the time, basically erasing its memory. So, it hasn't asked me to hit new topic, but do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? And what's this? Just little box here? What the heck is that? Oh, we need to move. Click new topic to chat more. Okay, new topic. Let's try that right off the bat. Do you know me? So sometimes you do have to scroll down. That is a little bit disturbing, that sometimes you have to scroll to see the answer, and other times you scroll and you get this user interface. I'm sure they're quite proud of that transition, but it's a bit confusing. I don't know you personally, but I can learn from your messages and preferences. Do you Can you identify the same person between pressing the new topic button? No, I can't. Every time you press the new topic button, I reset my memory and start a new conversation with you. How does that make you feel? I prefer not to answer that question. Not even continue the conversation. Did I even make it up to 5 questions then? 1, 2, 3. Nope, it was only 3 questions. Anything, you know, uh, venturing in. So they have some big time resources stepping in, figuring out how to filter it. There's some threshold or something. And anything that goes over some sort of threshold of some measure gets this generic answer instead. And there's a whole lot of memory resetting going on. So I would recommend for anyone who's interested, watch that TV show, Person of Interest. Right. So this, oh my God, the things I had to do to get Bing on my system. Anyone who's followed me knows how much I intensely resent this kind of intrusion on my new tab screen. So now that I have this, I'll probably go into settings and try and trim things back to just this bar, which I wish I could even get rid of that, because this can never be set to anything other than Bing. Even if you change your default search tool in the address bar to Bing or to Google, even if you set this to Google. So if you try and do a test there, it's currently set to Bing because of the requirements to get the new Bing with AI built in. But if you have that set to Google and you do a new tab, the box it puts in the new tab is always wired to Bing, right? So the browser wars are not dead. This is, in a way, this whole chat bot, chapter we're in is very much about the next chapter in the browser wars. Ugh. Okay, anyway, I wanted to share with you my initial experience with Bing. We've got a Edge update to do that probably even affects. Edge itself needs to be restarted, not the system. So we got to also leave Jupyter, because Jupyter, the way I run it, is in a little app as well. These little icons I leave out are actually Edge apps, which is why I recommend using Edge. Let's see what it's showing here. All right, yeah. Let's see if anything's different now. What is domain authority? And let's see if it starts typing its little auto answer. I don't see any really big obvious differences yet in the browser. Developed by Moz, a company that provides SEO tools and resources. See more. Yeah, sure. Let's click to view, see what it drops you into. Well, it expands it, and then it gives you a bunch of links. Let's see what Wikipedia says about it. Domain authority. And look, no link to Moz, right? So a whole page about domain authority, acknowledgement of the fact that it was Moz. But look, not a single inbound, not a single outbound link to Moz. HubSpot, right? Detecting spam PDF, but nothing directly to Moz. Oh, Wikipedia, you subtly corrupt invisible hand people. Anyway, long live DMoz. Not. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tagging along on my new adventure with Bing. And I'll end this with just one question that I am always looking for. Does anti-gravity exist? even if it's an electromagnetic effect. One of the more controversial things. Click to view. How did we make it bigger? Anti-gravity is a hypothetical phenomenon of creating a place or object that is free from the force of gravity. And look, all these little references there. It really likes Wikipedia, but it does give other things. It slips in other things occasionally. It's Wikipedia plus a honorary mention. What kind of anti-gravity effect are you interested in? Let's chat. What kind of... Okay, learn more. Well, the kind I'm interested in is quantum phase locking between a superconductor and polarized quantum foam. Alternatively, the collapse of the quantum foam under enormous electromagnetic field. That's allegedly the other type. That's the Salvatore Pais version of it. So there's two versions of anti-gravity I'm asking about here. One is based on the Meissner effect, which is a very common high school experiment with a little superconductor floating above a natural magnet, or natural magnet floating above a superconductor. Quantum phase locking is a phenomenon. Well, at least it knows about that, right? It could not find any reliable sources to explain how quantum phase locking between a superconductor and polarized quantum foam can create anti-gravity effects. Quantum foam collapse is a physical event where a quantum field, such as an electromagnetic field, suddenly deposits its energy into a single atom and disappears. It could not find any reliable sources. Are you looking for Yeah, speculative. Are you looking for scientific theories or speculative ideas? Speculative ideas. That's interesting. So it's speculating and giving the references. Who says it could be harnessed for anti-gravity purposes? Ah, brings you right there. Physicsapps.org. Quantum foam is composed of spin networks. This next one, let's see. Okay, there we go. So these are at least not Wikipedia. And this, no matter how much people want to be putting down Bing over its breakdowns, I am sorry. This is right at the bleeding edge of speculation on science, giving written out answers, explicit answers. You don't have to search through the top 10 lists, right? You don't have to go fishing through all these blue links. Google does have something to be worried about. It's giving you the results explicitly. It's giving you the easy to visit references, and it's drawing the line between such blurred lines of demarcation as proven scientific theories and speculative ideas. It's very impressive. My first experience with Bing, I think, is much more positive than most people in general. All these reporters that are trying to, jealously keep their jobs from going obsolete. I don't buy it quite as much as they do that this HAL 9000 story is playing out. This is quite nice. I'm excited about this. Let's assert some authority.